Hello and welcome to Tech Talk, a podcast where we talk about technology that takes time out of our lives every day. So let's talk the titular Titanic tech in town. My name is Trey Loretta.
And my name is Brody Kowalski.
In today's episode, we will be tech talking about the history of smartphones.
So we know that certain people prefer certain form factors to others, so we brought two people to answer this question for us. What is the best kind of phone?
Them flip phones are better.
The pro phones are the best.
Alright, well that did not help at all. Anyways, Brody, when we look back at the history of cell phone design, there's a few phones that really define everything about phones. And we actually have some of them right here. So first we have the Nokia 3310 right here.
Classic.
And then right next to it we have the first iPhone.
Best phone ever.
Then we have the Google Pixel 10.
Okay.
And then a special mystery phone that we'll be saving for the end of the podcast.
A mystery.
All right, so the first phone that we're going to be talking about is the Nokia 3310, and we actually have one right here. We bought it for $250, and here's the box right here. Ready to open it?
Yeah, I'm ready to open it.
All right, let's go. Okay, so we have, of course, there's the phone itself.
Okay, that's cool. It seems to have a headset inside, an extra battery, I think, and a standard Nokia charger. So that's cool.
All right, and here's the manuals right here.
Oh, yes, the user manual.
Don't really care about that, though. That's boring.
Here reads.
Get this out of here.
Yeah, throw it away.
Bam! So now we have the phone out of its little wrapper thingy right here. Here's the phone itself. It's
small.
Yeah,
it's small.
It's definitely small. It's definitely a lot smaller than, my phone or your phone. It's like I can just set it on top of there and it just fits there.
All right, let's talk about the specs maybe.
Our modern phones, they have batteries of like 4,500, 5,000 milliamp hours.
Way more.
This is only 900 milliamp hours. But that's misleading though.
At this time point, that was actually a lot.
That's a lot because this
Depending
phone
on
really
the
does not even require that much power to actually operate. It's like a calculator basically that can connect to cell towers.
Yeah.
That's all this really is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even though 900 milliamp hours doesn't really sound that impressive, for the time period, like the early 2000s, late 1990s, that is good.
So camera. Doesn't have one.
Yeah, I don't really see one.
Doesn't
right
have
here.
a camera or anything in the
I
box.
don't see a
no.
camera. No.
All right, no camera. Video.
Yeah,
well, that without a camera, there's no video.
I mean, if we count the stuff that plays on the screen, I guess.
Yes. What was one of the games? Snake.
Yeah, Snake. The other game that I really like playing was because there weren't no other games.
Snake. Yeah.
We had Snake, and that's about it, really.
Mm-hmm. One little guy going around the screen.
But I'm sure you could play Fortnite on this, right?
Yeah.
You'd probably just need a magnifying glass.
Yeah, because the screen's only about an inch. So
yeah. So you could easily cover this entire thing with your thumb.
Yeah. So Trey, how would you use it on a day-to-day basis? Like, how many people would you call, and do you think you can actually run with it?
Well, you could only have 8 calls or 8 saved texts, really.
Yeah. Unlimited data didn't really exist. Do you know what the nickname was for Nokia 3310?
Oh, what was it?
The brick phone.
The
because
brick.
it was impossible to break.
Oh, yeah.
That's another fun fact.
Yeah. I know modern phones are a lot more durable than these old phones were. By a long shot. If I took a screw, I'd be able to tear through this screen. But I'm not going to do that because this is a relic of history we have right here.
Just for example, the new phones, they're made out of titanium, galvanized metal, and everything like that. This phone that we're holding right here is plastic.
It's plastic.
Covers plastic, buttons
you
are
can
plastic.
hear it too. You can hear it too.
Yeah.
That's plastic right there. So that's about it for the Nokia. Now moving on to the first iPhone. And we have it right here. Let's grab the box. We bought it for about $499 from AT&T. All right, let's see what we have in here. So we have some earphones. We have a stand that it looks like we can put the charger in there too. That's pretty cool. We have a 30-pin connector. Those things are huge.
Yes, they
are.
are.
My goodness. We have a cleaning cloth, a guide, some stickers, and a pre-installed AT&T SIM card and SIM ejector. That's pretty cool.
It seems pretty good so far. I mean,
A whole lot of peripherals right there.
Okay.
All right, so we have the phone right here. And I'm noticing there's actually a camera on this.
Oh, finally.
Very small, and there's no front camera, so I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to take selfies on this.
Because you can just flip it around and
Just flip it around and like, oh, hopefully this looks good. I guess that's why they had selfie sticks then.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, that's true. That would make sense.
Yeah. And looks like we have the home button right here, and we have honestly not really sure what this thing right here is. I think this is
a speaker. Yeah.
It's either a speaker or actually that's probably about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, something special about this phone is that it has the antennas just built right into it. That's what these little bands right here, Brody.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this screen's pretty small, Brody.
Yeah.
What do you think the size of this is, Brody?
I think it's 3 inches. It's pretty small.
3 inches? Yeah, it looks like 3.5 inches.
3.5 inches.
Yeah. But yeah, this thing's resolution was not great by modern standards. By their old standards in the past, it was insane. The quality was insanely high. 320 by 480, which is about 165 pixels per inch. Which is not great, especially for a screen that small. A screen that size. It's not. Yeah. So the older phones, they had really, really low screen to body ratios. Like the Nokia, most of it is buttons and body. But the iPhone here, it has a screen to body ratio of 52%, which by our standards is not great, but by their standards was insane.
If you take the Nokia, it had a 900 milliamp battery. This one has a 1400 milliamp battery, which I think is a pretty big step up just in the course of 7 years.
Yeah. And again, 1400, that seems bad. By modern standards, it is bad. Yeah. But again, this thing took way less power than our current phones do. All right, so other than the battery, this thing came with a lot of good specs for the time, but modern day, it's not great. Yeah. So yeah, this thing took 2 megapixel pictures, which is not
good. Because in today's phones, like the iPhone 17, the Google Pixel 10, it's 48. So
yeah, but 2. I mean, it's better than 0, right?
Yeah, better than 0.
But yeah, for all the revolutionary things that this phone had, it also had a lot of drawbacks. Like this thing didn't have copy paste. It didn't have Siri.
It didn't even have an app store at first.
There weren't the functions of this thing were limited.
Yeah.
By our standards, by our modern day lens.
At the time, it was pretty revolutionary. Actually, almost everyone switched over to iPhone at this point in time because of the screen. Because they were the first people to invent the keypad on the screen. That was the biggest part of the iPhone.
Yeah, the iPhone's keyboard. Like on a 3.5-inch screen, you might be wondering, oh, how are we supposed to even type on this to begin with? Apple basically had to invent autocorrect for this thing to, work.
Type.
Because the screen was so small, people would often just straight up miss the keys they were trying to click. And predictive typing just solved that entirely. And that's about it for the first iPhone. Now it's time to step into the modern age with the Google Pixel 10.
Finally.
We have the box right here, of course, and we bought this for $799.
All right, let's open it up.
All right, so let's see here. Oh, well, that's there's the phone. Here's a charging cable.
Kind of a downgrade, honestly.
It is a downgrade. I mean, it's Google's a huge company. They could have easily afforded to put more stuff in there, but at least they didn't. A charging brick, right?
Question, does it even have a headphone jack on it?
It doesn't. There's no. How are you supposed to listen to music with this? Well, I guess that's how.
That's how we listen to music. The speakers.
Yeah, we use the speakers. The speakers in the Google Pixel are pretty powerful compared to the other two phones, namely because, they're tiny. This thing's speakers are actually pretty big. Another thing that this phone has that's big is the screen. 6.3-inch OLED screen. OLED is one of the best kinds of screens you can get.
Yes, it is.
And also it can go up to 3,000 nits, which is infinitely brighter than either of our other two phones can get, as a pixels per inch count of 422, which, remember, the first iPhone had a count of it only had a count of 165, which is low. It also has a 4,970 milliamp power battery, and it has multiple cameras. It has a 48 megapixel main, a 10.8 megapixel telephoto, a 13 megapixel ultra wide, and a 10.5 megapixel front camera. And all of those can record at 4K at 24, 60, or 30 FPS.
That's pretty good. Let's talk about the storage. On the Pixel, it says 128 to 256. How much was on the iPhone?
Just 4 to 8 gigabytes.
That's a pretty big increase in my
That's
opinion.
a huge increase. That's like several orders of magnitude.
That's like one Call of Duty.
Yeah. And like overall, this thing has so many new things. It has MagSafe, which is never before seen in the other two phones. You could just attach things to the back of your phone. Yeah. You have the wireless charging. You have NFC, which you can literally just tap your thing against the reader and it just goes beep, and
that's cool.
You pay.
Yeah.
That's
revolutionized right here.
Yeah. And then there's just so much variety. It has an app store. It has copy paste. It has AI. It has assistance. It has all of these extremely modern and powerful features. But there's one more thing. Remember the special surprise phone that we had?
The mystery phone, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a phone from the future right here. And by the future, I mean next year. The special mystery phone that we have here is one of Apple's newest inventions here. The foldable iPhone 18. And this is crazy. Apple has never done a foldable phone like this before.
They have not.
Other companies have, but yeah.
Samsung even has the trifold.
Yeah, Samsung has the trifold.
What, like 4 screens?
Yeah, it does have 4 screens. You'd think it would have 3 because of the tri, but
yeah, but there's one on the front and it all unfolds into one big tablet.
You can fold it into a triangle too. Not sure what you do with that, but that's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, but this prototype that we have printed out here with a 3D printer, at first glance, it actually doesn't really look that special. Like when it's folded up, it's smaller than the Pixel 10.
Yeah.
But when it's unfolded, it's
about the same size.
Yeah, roughly the same size, which is pretty good, honestly. Yeah. I mean, again, with the trifold, the Samsung trifold, that's like 3 times the size easily. Yeah. It's huge.
But also think about it. This is iPhone's first flip phone that isn't even out yet.
Yeah.
And Samsung's been doing this for years.
Yeah.
Years on years on years.
Like we have several different kinds. We have the vertical flips. We have the horizontal flips. Then we have the trifold flips. And also we have the Oppo. Oppo released a flip phone. That's like, it dwarfs Samsung. It's when it's folded up. Foldable phones are usually like double the thickness of a regular phone. But Oppo, it's the same thickness, which is insane. And like unfolded, you could easily, like at first glance, you would think it just snaps in half if you put too much pressure on it. But no, that's not the case. It's really strong.
And like I said earlier, like the steel, the titanium, the galvanized metal, and all that stuff being implemented. And because as we look at the Nokia 10 or 3310, it was made of plastic. And now we're finally making things out of true metal.
Yeah, we have things made of glass and metal.
Yeah.
And that makes you wonder what could possibly be in the future. But I think that's about it, Brody.
Yeah, that sounds about it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning into Tech Talk. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I guess we'll see you next time.
See you guys later.